Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for our conversation about Trump accounts. My name is Nell Cordick, and I am a financial advisor with Bogart Wealth. Joining me today is Nick Conforti, who is also a financial advisor with Bogart Wealth. Nick, thank you for joining.
Happy to be here. Now excited to talk about Trump accounts.
We are also. So let's get started. First, tell me, what is a Trump account?
Yeah, so Trump accounts is something we've really been hearing about for several months now. Really what they are, even longer than that. But what they really are is it's a starter retirement account for children, kind of in the vein of an IRA. Luckily now we kind of have some guidelines on really how to get them started. Nell, you want to tell us a little bit about how someone can get started with their Trump accounts?
Absolutely. There are actually two ways for you to start your application for the Trump account. The first way is you can go to the IRS website and search for the form 4547. This form you would fill out. It has your information as the parent or custodian. And by the way, only parents or custodians can actually open the Trump account.
And you only have one Trump account open.
Correct. Only one Trump account per person or per child. And then in addition, it also has the specific information about the child. And that form would be submitted to the IRS. In some cases, people have submitted it directly with their tax returns. The second option is go to trumpaccounts.gov, and there is a link that you would click that basically gets the exact same information. Trumpaccounts.gov will require you to create a government ID, so for verification. And then once you go in, you would fill out online the information. That information then will be submitted, and once it is approved, you will get a notification from Robinhood / Bank of New York Mellon. They actually custody the Trump accounts, and they would notify you of all of your account information and actually how to go online to make decisions and make contributions to the account.
Yeah. Perfect. The other big piece is who can contribute to these accounts. So it's the main person is obviously the parent can contribute. There is a limit of $5,000 per year that the parent can contribute, a third party, or your employer. They all fall under that $5,000 umbrella. However, the tax consequences of those contributions are different per person. One of the big things, these contributions aren't deductible right now, so you can't get any necessarily benefits for you for these contributions. But where it really matters is in the distribution phase. The contributions from parents or grandparents, whatever it may be, those are considered already taxed in a sense, or after tax dollars. So they would come out tax-free. It's actually the growth on those that would be taxable. So we really recommend any contributions, you keep really, really good records. So you have kind of a view on that in that later phase. But yeah, employer contributions are also a big piece. Not everyone will offer it, but definitely look into your employer. Ask them if that's something that is relevant to them.
And the employer contribution is taxable. So when you pull it out, so that keep that in mind, it's only the parent or a third party that is not taxable.
Exactly. And another thing to be aware of is for those third parties, I use just a grandparent as an example, those contributions, if they're made directly to the 520 or directly to the Trump account, they actually would have to fill out a Form 709 because it would be decreasing their lifetime gift exclusion. There are some ways around it. Some of the common ones would be just contributing to either an UTMA account first or something else. And the custodian would move it from that UTMA account to the Trump account, which would avoid the decrease in the gift exclusion. So talked a lot about how to get money in there,
Exactly.
what happens with the money once it's in there now.
Absolutely. I also want to mention that during the period from when the account is opened until the year that the child turns 18, they are calling that the growth period. So no withdrawals can occur at all during that period. So during the growth period, all of the investments must be in a U.S. equity index fund. They cannot be sector specialized. It has to be in a broad index fund. It also must have annual fees, internal expense fees that are equal to or less than 0.1%. So it's very important that it be adhered to with the exact specific choices. And when you are using Robinhood, it will very much lay out what your choices can be in that particular time frame.
Yeah, I think one of the important distinctions, so you mentioned it's not sector specific, so they can't invest in like a tech fund or an industrials fund or something like that, but they do allow a little bit of diversification in the sense of you could do a large cap fund or a mid cap fund. So aside from just a broad base fund, you do have a little bit of specialization there, but they made it pretty clear you can't do any sector specific.
Or international.
Yeah, it's all U.S. equities.
Exactly. So once the child, the year that the child turns 18, the accounts then convert from being growth period to being basically post-growth period. So Nick, tell us a little bit about what happens during the post-growth period and what the child's choices may be.
Yeah, so I think one of the important distinctions you made, Nell, is what will the child's choices be? Because technically once in that year they turn 18, the account is now theirs. There are really 4 major options. First one being you could just distribute it. Again, where this becomes a problem is it similarly to an IRA, it would have the early withdrawal penalty prior to age 59 and a half. They have the option to keep it as a Trump account. Also have the option to convert it into a traditional IRA or move it over to a traditional IRA, or you can actually convert it to a Roth. All pretty cool options. I would recommend reaching out again, as I mentioned before, to a tax specialist or a financial professional to determine what is the best option for you and the child. And that being said, Trump accounts are one of many options out there for your child. So in that conversation with the financial professional, I would also talk to them if Trump accounts are the best fit for you and the child's long-term benefit.
Exactly. So Nick, thank you so much for joining us. We hope this has been helpful for you. And if you have any questions, we certainly would welcome the opportunity to have a conversation with you directly as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Nell.